And hello to you. You are listening to Car Musings. I'm your host, Matt Morgan. And how are you doing today? How's your day going today? What's new and exciting? So before I get into this, I just want to make sure everybody's doing well. Um, you know, checking in, checking up, all that stuff. Make sure everybody's doing right and doing well and keeping their integrity in check and all that stuff. The things that we should do to stay on the straight and narrow. In the long run, it's either you feel better about yourself or be able to rest your head at night knowing that you did good stuff and you were good people. So always keep that in mind. Always do the best you can. Always help out where you can, everything else. So anyways, hey, as I said, I'm your host, Mad Morgan. You're listening to the latest episode of Car Musings. And today, my friends, thank you again for tuning in. I don't have to go over the whole drift raff, everything else. You know where to find us on the internet. You have our website address. If you're an avid listener, you know where we are. But, I'm going to skip all that for today. Let's get into, of course, today's topic of what we're talking about today. And I'm reminiscent. I'm kind of remembering something somebody said to me once, which really got me thinking. I'm like, huh. Like somebody said to me, they're like, Mad Morgan, as much as you think of other people, okay? As much as you care about how other people are and how people are doing and what they're thinking and all this stuff like that, and how much you go out of your way to support people, help them out where they have hard times, be a friend of them, everything else. People would say, Mad Morgan, I'm telling you right now that generally most people are too wrapped up in themselves. They spend all the time thinking about themselves. And I'm like, really? I said, that's not a disease? They're like, no. They're like, Mad, seriously. It's just one of those things. Not everybody, but we're talking a good percentage of people are so wrapped up in their own shit, in their own stuff, in their own self, in their own lives. And I started thinking to myself, I said, well, what's the word for it? Narcissistic? I'm trying to figure out the word for it because I'm thinking to myself, hey, that's got to be like a disease or something, like a mental condition. That doesn't sound right. People wrapped up in themselves, only thinking about themselves, so self-absorbed. I'm like, that's got to be a mental condition. And they're like, no. They're like, seriously. People are just, they spend the majority of their time thinking about themselves and fuck everybody else. And I'm like, wow. That's probably where I'm going wrong. Probably where I'm going wrong is I spend so much time wondering if everybody else is okay and how else everybody else is doing versus myself, right? Because I just thought that's what, good, kind, caring, empathetic, genuine people did. I thought that's what people did. They just, the good, integrity-based, open, honest people thought about others more than themselves. They were selfless. That's always how I wanted to live myself. How I always wanted to be remembered and how I always want people to remember me, that I was always thinking of everyone else. And it's funny how, as much as I spent well over 60% of my time wondering how everybody else was doing and if everybody else was okay and if everybody else needed help, it turns out majority of people don't. Now, a lot of people can play the game where they make it seem like they're interested in how everybody else is doing. Going through the motions and making sure that it's known that people are lending their assistance and they're helping people out and they're doing all this stuff. But they're doing that. It's like these I can't call them creators, the influencers, right? The people on social media and stuff like that uh, put a camera in front of their face to capture the fact that they're helping somebody, right? That they're making a donation, that they're doing something nice, you know? Like, those people disgust me, first of all, but, you know, that's the thing, right? So you got those people that are just like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to capture this. So they're genuinely not being genuine. They're genuinely just doing it for the credibility. And I've known a lot of people like that that got loved so much, liked so much, and everything else because they did all that big show. And you know, it's like really, really interesting to figure out. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So construction area. Waving off the night crew, working their asses off in the cold. Yeah, so the thing is this that, you know, I've known people that, oh, they do the freaking morning dance and they do the whole, you know, announce the fact that they're helping people out and all this stuff like that, versus, you know, myself that was covertly doing it. You don't need a hand. Let me tutor you on the side. Let me give you all the information. Blah, 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 blah. Because that was just the way I did things. But yeah, so that was interesting when somebody was like, hey, you know, seriously, man, people don't think about you as much as you think about them. Holy crap. Well, fuck, that's where I'm going wrong. That's where I'm going wrong. And, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, when you get the sayings of look out for number one and look out for yourself and blah, 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 I'm wondering, see, that's where all this stuff, I guess, is coming from. Because it's like, yeah, hell, no one else is looking out for you. No one else is more involved in your life than they are in their own. They don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them transactionally. We've had a podcast about that. We've had already an episode on that one. But transactionally, if you can't do anything to benefit them, they don't give a shit. They'll give you a lot of lip service, but they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit at all, right? It's a transactional thing. Oh, you can't do anything for me? You don't have the ability to do anything for me? Then I'm just going to say good luck and, you know, whatever. I'm not going to do anything for you because you can't do anything for me. So when you have something that you can do for me, that's when they turn around and that's when they want to be your friend. That's when they want to have something to do with you. That's when they're willing to help you out. That's when they're going to come, you know, come around again. When transactionally, you know, they can get something out of you. And it sucks, you know. It really does. I'm trying to think more about myself. I think about my family, yeah, that's fine. But that's just, you know, just caring and loving those people that are important to you. But myself, no, I've never really been that inner focused. I guess because of my own experiences. I've never been so inner focused to just think about myself. I've always been empathetic and in touch with everybody else around me. So, you know, that's why I don't do stupid stuff, you know, that's going to jeopardize other people's lives, because I am genuinely want to make sure that everybody is good to go, that everybody's happy, that everybody has what they need, everybody is content. That's just me. That's the way I'm wired. But when 99% of the rest of the world is all me, 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 what can you do for me? That makes it difficult, because it makes you be one of those fucking doormats. Like, that's it. People are going to walk all over you because, you know, you're generous. They'll take your generosity. But, you know, when you have nothing else to offer, well, fuck, that's it. You are of no use to them anymore. And that's when, unfortunately, you know, They just say bye-bye and don't give you a helping hand. But they'll be around as soon as you're back on your feet. Fucking world, eh? Freaking world. I mean, that's where sayings like dog eat dog come from. That's where sayings where look out for number one comes from. That's sayings that and I used to hate those sayings because I'm like, holy shit, that just sounds so greedy, so self-serving, so like, but I guess unfortunately that's just the way as a society we become wired, and more so wired now. But there's still people in those decision-making processes that are still playing the transactional game, and they're still in it for themselves. And they don't care about anybody else. They don't care about ethics. They don't care about morals. They don't care about what's right and what's wrong. As long as they're getting their own, they don't have, I mean, they can say that they go to religious services and have faith and all this bullshit, but at the end of the day, that's all lip service. That's not actions. Actions speak louder than words, my friends. We've had this discussion. Actions speak louder than words. Put your money where your mouth is. Show me some actions. Don't give me a bunch of fucking lip service. I'm tired of lip service. If I want lip service, I get a blowjob, all right? I'm not looking for lip service. You tell me, oh, pat me on the back. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Fuck you. Going on 2 years later, still looking for work, okay? Still trying to be not bitter, but still looking for work, and no one's giving me a freaking helping hand. So, fuck you all. And I have a list. I have a short list, but I have a long list too. And I'm going to remember all you fucking bastards. You come calling again once tables have turned. And I'm going to remember each one of you cocksuckers. Each one of you bastards are on my short list. Don't you dare come fucking knocking at my door. Don't you dare come ask me for anything, because you did fuck all during this time for myself and my family. Fuck you. Fuck you and your family. Fuck you and your kin. It might sound mean, but you don't care about my kin. You don't care about my family. You don't care about me, except giving me the old pat in the back and the lip service. I don't want to hear it. And don't you dare cross my threshold. Don't you dare even look my direction. I have nothing to say to you. Radio silence is what you gave me when I needed the help. So keep thinking about yourself. Keep being selfish bastards and keep thinking about yourself. See how far that's going to get you when shit hits the fan. Because the other end, I'm going to survive this, and you can sit there and you can cry all you want, but you just remember what you did to get you to where you're at now, when shit hits the fan. Just remember that, okay? Just remember that. That's all I'm saying. Remember your actions. You could have helped, but you didn't, because it wasn't serving you. And unfortunately, I still find that I care about others. I still find that I still help out others. I still want to make sure that everybody's okay. And not just about my immediate family, but people that I care about. I still care about them. And I'm trying not to. I'm trying to stop it. I'm trying to, be a less considerate. I'm trying to be stone cold, as I see a lot of people are. And I'm just trying to, move in the right direction, because that's the way you got to do it. You got to move in the right direction, right? And you got to follow suit. I guess that's the other thing I'm looking for. You got to follow suit. You have to mimic, of course, the behaviors that you see others doing. You got to mimic the behaviors of what the masses are doing, because that seems to be the only way to fit in the curve. If everybody's just thinking about themselves, fine. Everybody just think about themselves. Everybody's going to think about themselves. We're not going to get any further as a species, as a society, We're going to fall apart before you know it. Punches, bullets, everything else is flying, and no one's further ahead. And no one's doing any better, all because we were taught and we trained ourselves to strictly just be all about ourselves. And how does that benefit us as a society? It doesn't. It doesn't benefit us at all. But it's the safe play. Safe play. Think about yourself. Think about yourself. Be selfish bastards. Just think about yourself. Fuck everybody else. Oh, that's the safe play. Okay. Power in numbers. You don't do it alone. And you think you're a one-person show? All right, that's fine. Be a one-person show. But don't you come around and ask for anything more when you realize that your one-pony show is not cutting it. All right? Just remember that. You might want to change your ways because times are changing. Times are getting rougher. And you might want to help out other people rather than just think about yourself. All right? Just something to think about. I mean, I think about others because it's just my nature. I mean, my mother did a good job of raising me. She taught me a moral code. She taught me to be considerate and kind. She taught me to help out other people. But I was also an underdog for a good portion of my formative years. I was the guy that got bullied. I was the guy that got picked last in sports. I was the guy who was left out of shit. I learned to have a thick skin. It didn't turn me cold, though. It didn't turn me cold. It made me feel bad for people. It made me feel empathetic towards people. It made me feel, sad almost. The fact that people are so cold and so self-absorbed that it made me feel bad for them. That how come they turned out like that? Like, how come they turned out to be like that? That's the biggest thing that I've always were wondering. It's like, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night if this is the way you are? Right? How do you sleep at night? It baffles me. At the end of the day, I need to be able to rest with my own mind and my own head to be able to be okay with stuff, and rest easy to know that, I was a good person, I did good things. That's about it. But these people that are so self-absorbed, I don't know how they do it. How are you okay with being this way? How are you okay? I would love to know how you're okay with being this way. How you're so transactional, self-absorbed in yourself that at the end of the day, you can sleep, put your head to rest, and be okay with it. This is basically what I want to know because I don't understand it. But okay, if your pony show, your one-person show is going to be okay, you're going to survive it, and you're going to make it, and you're going to be able to pull it through, and the numbers are going to be the ones that survive, and you're going to be the one that's going to have to try to do it on your own. Okay, fair enough. But if that magic trick doesn't work, just remember where you came from. Remember what you did to get to this point. Something to think about. Maybe think about other people a little bit more rather than just your fucking self. Will I change? Yeah. I've been fucked over enough over my life that I think I'm getting to the point where I have to be a little colder. I have to be a little more bitter. And I gotta stop being so much thinking about other people and pushing them up and getting promoted and getting them, further along. I'm going to have to start being like, you know what? Fuck everybody else. Dog eat dog. I'm doing it for me. No one else is doing it. No one else has been there to help me out, So, it's a shame. It's a shame. The only thing I can say is if you're in the same boat as I am, don't let it completely turn your heart cold. All right? Don't let it completely turn you cold. Try to keep some love in there. try to keep some empathy in there. Try to keep some compassion in there. And not too much, because unfortunately, in today's world, a lot of people are trying to scam all over the freaking place. These are the people that deserve to be 6 feet under. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, you're leeches. You're not worth anything. You're basically feeding off everybody else that's working hard. And that's a show. That's a topic for another show. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hey, stop being so fucking heartless. That's my word of the message today. Stop being so fucking heartless and start thinking. Stop thinking so much about your goddamn self. There's a lot of you out there. I can think of at least 24 people off the top of my head that are a bunch of bullshitters face to face. They don't really give a shit about anybody else, and they're just self-serving. Great. There's a heaven and hell. Fuck, I hate to be in your shoes. But we'll see. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Car Musings. Love you for it. Check out themadmorgan.com. Speaking of generosity and kindness and everything else, by all means, if you have the means, please throw a few bucks our way. Times are getting tough. I'm already in the red. I'm at the point of borrowing, and it sucks. And no meaningful employment's come my way. So, it's pushing Christmas time, and it's going to be slim pickings for my family. So I'm hoping in the new year I got a roof over my head. Yeah, I'm not looking to guilt trip you, and I'm not looking to make you feel bad, but it's the fucking reality. And some of you had a hand in this. So keep that into consideration. Keep that into consideration. Some of you had a hand in this, and you could have did something about it. But hey, you just sleep well in your nice warm house and your full bellies while my family's, hurting. Just think about that one for 1 second. Anyways, I'm your host, Mad Morgan. Thank you for tuning in. Love you for it. Do what you can, but, tune in next episode. I love having you here. It gives me some level of sanity. I'm your host, Mad Morgan, and I will see you next episode. Bye for now.